Thanks, Andy. 14 years ago, Denise Pelletier suffered a traumatic brain injury from an ATV crash. Denise was given just a 5% chance of living an independent life again, but she recovered. She's now passionate about brain injury prevention. She's written a children's book called Emma's Skiing Adventure. Educates kids about the importance of helmets and properly fitted head protection, or should I say brain protection is probably the better way to think of it, right, Denise?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so I mean, your accident, and you were not wearing a helmet at the time.
Correct.
Explain how that led you to Emma's Skiing Adventure.
Sure. So my accident, for me, it was a personal choice that I'd made, not realizing the consequences that could come with that. And what it really helped me to realize was so many things that you take for granted. I had to go through extensive rehabilitation to learn some of the basic things, such as, you know, reading, writing, and learning to walk. And coming out of that, one of my takeaways was, what can I do not only to prevent it from happening to myself again, but to also help in increasing the level of awareness and education for others so that they don't have to go through it. And so this summer I was thinking about children, that they're in the most highest risk group for sustaining a brain injury. We love our skiing in Alberta and in BC. And I was looking at some statistics, and it was showing that there was a Stats Canada statistic that showed 68% of people in Canada from 12 years of age and older are wearing helmets consistently. And I thought, you know, when skiing, there's a lot of room for improvement there.
Yeah, no
so
kidding.
The idea for Emma's Skiing Adventure was born. And this is a great resource for, it appeals to children and adults alike. So it's a story about Emma, a girl that goes skiing. She's not wearing a helmet. She has a collision with two bunnies. And she learns the important message of being safe.
Emma learned a big lesson that day of how to be safe when at play. I think that kind of sums up the whole thing, right?
Exactly. And there's some great tips in there, as you alluded to, the importance. This speaks to the adults so that they can have discussions with their children talking about the importance of safety when you're buying a helmet. What do you want to look for, and how can you make sure that the helmet fits so that you get the optimal protection?
You brought in a few children's helmets here, one for your size and my size.
Yes.
And so what are we looking for when we're going to buy helmets for not only ourselves but also for our children? Like, what should we, you mentioned during the commercial that there was 3 certifications or something like that you should be looking for?
Yes. So definitely within Canada, what you want to make sure is that it's certified with one of the 3 international safety standards. And when you're buying a helmet, I highly recommend people go to a reputable ski retailer because the people there are very knowledgeable. They ski themselves, so they're well equipped to be able to walk you through what the process is and what to look for. When you're buying a helmet, you want to make sure that it fits properly.
Sure.
So a couple of things you want to keep in mind is you want it to be snug but not too tight. So you shouldn't feel this pressure on your head. You also want to make sure when you're putting it on, have your goggles on while you're trying it on. You want to go with, I call it the 2-finger rule. So put 2 fingers up between your eyebrows and the visor. If you've got more than a gap than that, then the helmet is too big.
Then it's too big for you, okay.
And you also want to make sure that the strap is securely tightened, and this is what I call the 1-finger rule. You want to have 1 finger that you can fit between your chin and the strap. And again, it's to make sure that should you have the misfortune of being involved in an accident, the helmet stays on your head. If it's too loose, it's not going to protect the brain.
Of course, it does nothing if it's moving around on you, right?
Exactly.
It's more than just choosing a color, that's for sure.
Much more than that, yes.
If people want to find out more about Emma's Skiing Adventure or about yourself, how do they do that?
They can go online. You can find out more about my rehabilitation at expectmiracleseveryday.com. This book, Emma's Skiing Adventure, is available online as well at my website, or you can find it at any fine online book retailer, Amazon, Indigo, and I think it's a great Christmas gift for children in your life.
Kidding. It's a cute book, too. I like the illustrations as well. It's really a cute thing. Thank you so much for coming in, Denise. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
We put information on our website, too, by the way, breakfasttelevision.ca. It's not just about having an orange or pink helmet, that's for sure. You need to have one that's going to protect your head. I'm going to check in with Dave Will now for an update on our roads.